Hello everyone, $3 steak. I'm going to be using sirloin here. Do a garlic herb butter. And also some sauteed mini potatoes as well. So this is all going to be done, well, aside from the parboil, in a little saute pan. It's just steak for one. I'm not going to chop my garlic. Not even going to worry about any roots. Maybe I should, but I guess I am going to worry about it. Peel that bit off. So yeah, $3 steak. Sirloin is, I think, one of the last meats that's overlooked. And maybe considered not a real steak, quote unquote, by some, but that is definitely not true. It is very beefy. It's one of my favorite cuts, and it is very cheap. So cheap that it's much more accessible and not such a big event as buying like filet mignon, ribeye, strip. You know, I don't know what is going on with this piece of garlic. So that is my go-to meat. Especially, you know, when you're poor. What else are you gonna do? You still need that steak fix. You know, life is too short to not have a steak fix. So, yeah, this is my method. I'm sure I'm not reinventing the wheel in any shape at all. See if any of these, see how good these are. All right, good enough. Bought these a few days ago, but boy, are they a little rough, but still fine. So give these a rinse. Take off some of the eyes. Good enough. Probably shouldn't have thrown them right on my board, but it's okay. That's what paper towels are for. Hopefully the shadow's not too bad. And by the way, in case you've made it this far, I do appreciate that. Welcome to the first episode of whatever this is going to be called. Not even sure. So I have some water going here for my potatoes. Just going to salt it. Pretty heavily. Bit of that extra eye off of there. Coarse cut in about equal parts. All right. I'm gonna let those go for about 4 minutes. And I'm gonna go ahead, get my pan going for my steak. I'm not sure if I did this on camera, but got some thyme here that I've already rinsed. Got some sirloins here. I got kind of a thicker one and a thinner one. I think I'm gonna go with the thinner one. It looks a little bit bigger overall in mass. Could be wrong, but who knows. So, opting for a high temp neutral oil, avocado oil in this scenario. And this is really easy. I didn't let the meat sit out beforehand or salt it or give it a little dry age. I didn't do any of that. So just trying to keep this as simple and as easy and as accessible as possible. A little bit of oxidation there, but I think that is fine. I could have probably waited before I grabbed the meat. Insert funny comment, but here we go. So, meat in. And you notice I'm just seasoning one side. You know, kind of a neat thing about this is that it is fairly thin. So one side in my book is fine. Once again, we're going for the easy method. So about 2 minutes left on the potatoes. Go ahead and figure out how are we going to land these potatoes. Let's see. I know it. All right. Here we go. Bowl. Take a look here. A little bit more oil. These are not tender enough yet. Definitely need a little bit more time. Try not to get too much water in my oil. There we go. Good looking sear. Timer off. And I clearly don't know how to work this thing. Timer on. All right. Closer. No shocker to anyone. You know, sometimes I get the edges, sometimes I don't. That's that. This is casual steak eating. This is like lunch steak. You know, you could obviously do whatever you want. You could kick on the oven, throw some veggies in there. You could have thrown in the potatoes in there as well. Instead, I do a little bit of a side dish instead of just having one thing. And I'll put timer. See where we're at. Still pretty firm. Probably go about another minute. Throw it all in here. still pretty soft. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these potatoes. I'm going to choose the most inefficient method to get them out. I guess a spoon might have been worse, but pretty high on the inefficient tier list there. We're going to just let those hang out. Hopefully you can see that. Try to get where there's some light. Like a pretty good sear. And then I'm going to turn down the heat just a touch so that way I don't burn my butter. Brown butter is good. Black butter is bad. And the sirloin is, because it's small, you pretty much just cook it, sear it as much as you like. I shouldn't say, I mean, to the proper amount, I guess, to where it's got a pretty good sear on the outside. And then once you've got that, because of its size, it's usually about medium rare, which is about what I like. So it's pretty easy cookings. I like to mash up the herb a little bit, make sure it's in there. The garlic. Yeah, that feels about right. You know, there's always thermometers too, you know, if you're really concerned about what temp you're ending up at. A probe style thermometer, really good. This one's made by Cooper. Not sponsored, obviously, but I've used those for years. I've seen them go in fryers and survive. So they are pretty tough. So that's about good. You know, there is a prettier side to this, but oh well, I guess we'll do it. And if you've never done this herb and garlic butter is so good. So highly recommend it, especially for the price. Now you could obviously do this method with more expensive steak, but it turns out pretty good like this. Add a little bit of oil to make that smoke point come up of the butter to not burn it. I don't know why I perfectly placed those. I'm gonna toss them. Heat up a little bit. Salt and pepper. I don't want to put the knife in the sink for obvious reasons. Oh, I actually need that. So I probably should have boiled those a little bit more. Turn on the oven just in case I need it to finish these. Oh, time down. Oh well. Right, I can eat with this knife. Hopefully the light's good. Let's see. Is it edible? So I'm mostly concerned about these potatoes. Let's see if I got them cooked. Woo! Hopefully that's focusing up. Yeah, really good. Potatoes, touch longer. Yeah. They are a touch al dente. So, could have done that better. Steak is excellent. Anyway, $3 steak, everyone. Thanks for watching.